You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. They say money makes the world go round. Do you believe that? Do you let money run your world? In today's culture, most people think that wealth is synonymous to happiness, that financial success equates to righteousness, that being rich is the same as being successful. But let me ask you, can all the money in the world really buy happiness? Sometimes you may not realize that true happiness is already right next to you. The solution to your problems right there in front of you. And I'll let you in a little secret. Contentment can lead to a rich life. But unfortunately, being content with what you have may seem hard. And it's certainly a struggle to find joy and peace in the simplicity of things. But are you focusing too much on the trees that you actually miss the forest? Well, let's take a look at today's story and make sure you stick to the end to find out more. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. There was once an American businessman who felt extremely burnout and overworked. The man was really stressed out and he had to go see a doctor. After a careful checkup, the doctor told him, "Look, you need to take a break or else you might suffer a stroke." The businessman had no choice and had to make arrangements for his business to continue while he was away for a much needed vacation. In fact, he couldn't even remember the last time he had a vacation. So the very next week, he took a plane to visit a small village in the coast of Mexico. Unlike the city, the village was quiet, calm, and the locals were very warm and charming. Everything seemed to be going well until the very next morning. The businessman got an urgent call from his company. The call lasted for a few minutes before things were finally resolved. But hours passed by and the businessman still couldn't shake off the stress from the call. The doctor had warned him that he needs to keep his mind off work and business for his own health. So then, the businessman decided to take a walk by the pier to clear his mind. By the docks, the businessman noticed a lone fisherman, dressed in simple clothes, just lying leisurely on his boat. Curious, he asked, "Hola, amigo. Why aren't you fishing?" "Oh, I've caught enough fish for today, senor." The fisherman showed him the several large yellowfin tuna in his bucket. "How long did it take you to catch them?" "Only a little while. I've been fishing since I was young, so I know where to catch them." The businessman was very impressed by his talent, but he was still confused. To him, the fisherman had much potential, but seemed to lack the drive. So he asked the fisherman, "Amigo, how about staying longer and fishing some more?" "But senor," the young man replied, "why would I do that? I already have enough to support my family and also enough to give to my neighbors." "It's still too early, my friend. There's still time." "But what do you usually do for the rest of the day?" The fisherman didn't seem to mind his many questions. In fact, he was rather enjoying his company. "Well, I usually wake up in the morning, go out to the sea. On a good day, senor, I catch many fish, and on some I barely catch any. After that, I'd go home and play with my kids at noon. Sometimes I nap with my wife, and when the evening comes, I join my amigos out in the village for a drink. We play the guitar, sing, and dance all throughout the night." The fisherman looked back at the businessman and smiled. "I have quite a bright and busy life." The businessman was shocked. He knew the man had talent, but there was so much untapped potential in making money, he felt the man was missing out. "Amigo, I have a PhD in business from Stanford. Why don't I help you become more successful than you are now?" The fisherman didn't say a word and simply stared back at the businessman. "From now on, You should spend longer at sea and catch as many fish as you can. From there, you'll be able to make profit, buy more boats, set up your own company, run a staff, and run your own business. And in no time, you'll be rich. Now, eventually, you'll have to leave this village, expand your fishing business into the US, and I can help set you up with a corporation in New York, and then we can help you obtain proper management. But then I'd have to leave my family and friends. The businessman laughed. Well, amigo, of course. Success doesn't come without sacrifices. The fisherman then asked, okay, senor, but how long will this take? The American replied, probably 10 to 20 years max. And after that? Now, this is the best part. Your company can go public, you can sell all your stock, and you will become a multi-millionaire. And once you've earned your millions, you can finally retire and move back to the coast. The businessman continued, you'll finally be able to sleep late, fish at your own convenience, play with your kids at noon, and nap with your wife. Then you can even stroll into the village during the evenings with your friends, with your amigos, play the guitar, sing and dance all night. Puzzled, the fisherman could only reply back, but isn't that what I'm doing right now? Now be honest with me. Do you know someone who is constantly working for the future and seems to be missing out in the present? Are you that person? In our culture, we seem to have this notion that to have more money means to have a better, fuller, and happier life. And that's the most common mistake people make. Maybe you've probably made that mistake. You'll easily lose sight of what is already here and mistakenly assume that constant, non-stop future planning will bring you to where you want to be. That if you work hard, strive for more, and only focus on the future, you will eventually be happy. Now, don't get me wrong, you need to plan for the future. But after years bearing this kind of mindset, you'll come to realize, when it's already too late, that this isn't everything. All the money you make will never buy back your soul. Bob Dylan. Don't chase money, but chase your dreams. Time is the real currency of life, not money. And not only that, make use of what's presently right in front of you. Enjoy the simple things as much as you can. Value your talents, your family, your friends. Value them more than the pursuit of money. Stress is often a choice that we fail to understand. Be content with what you have. And if you feel like you can't, just ask yourself, do you really need to keep pushing for more? As the great Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu once said, if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. And if you're at peace, you are living in the present. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing, commenting below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest update. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.